Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. We're doing a bit of coverage here today as we do have ourselves a bit of a concern of storms going on. We got a lot of activity starting to pop off, especially in the terms of hail. Really everything is starting to kick off here. What's up guys? Hope everyone's doing good. We're going to go ahead and jump right on into it, my friends. We are watching a heck of a set of storms kicking off in eastern Nebraska here. So these storms actually have the history of producing 81-mile-an-hour wind gusts for starters. Also, we have reports of 2.75-inch hail that's been reported. And also, we have reports of a possible tornado that's touched down here. You know, this is a really dangerous set of storms currently rolling through here in the eastern side of Nebraska. Now, we do have a tornado warning in effect for eastern Nebraska, including the areas here of Arlington, let's see, Kennard, as well as Washington, Bennington, and Elk City. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. We do have a tornado warning in effect, hazard, tornado, and baseball size hail. So not only are we dealing with a tornado concern here, but we're also dealing with potential baseball hail as well. So that is that. What's up, guys? Well, first of all, I want to go ahead and give a big thank you to Mark coming in with a $10 super chat before we started the stream. Thank you so much, Mark. If you're still here, dude, thank you. I appreciate your support once again. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. What's up, Tabletop? What's up, Evan? What's up, Scott? What's up, Lil? What's up, Abby? What's up, Katie? What's up, Ponderosa? What's up, Patty? What's up, Orchard? What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good out there. Once again, good to have you guys here. So, yeah, we do have a lot of activity starting to fire off here. So the models, we were looking at this earlier, and the models kind of suggest that we kind of get a line of storms that starts to develop later on. So right now we're kind of in the most dangerous mode, kind of being that discrete mode here. Let me go ahead and hop you guys over here to the satellite view. This is the current satellite view you can see. Looking at the, look at the true color here. So the sun is starting to set here, but you can really see that deep convection that's going off here to the west. Those are those big storms that's kicking off here. I mean, kind of in their own little environment here. It does look like we are starting to get a little bit more convection to the northwest of these cells here. So we'll watch out for that. But yeah, I mean, these storms are really, really starting to amplify. I mean, there's all kinds of activity going on with these. Even if we take a look at those lightning flashes, I mean, this is a very lightning active storm too. If you think about it, we got a lot of ice crystals up in the atmosphere. We have a lot of hail and everything, and the friction from that creates that static charge, which builds up within the thunderstorm here. Overall, ooh, wow. Holy cow, dude. Okay, that storm that we have here has now reports of 82-mile-an-hour winds have been reported here from a train weather spotter. Also, we got 2 reports of 2.75-inch hail. We got more. You know, you can actually see we do have 4 reports of 2.75 inch hail. That is a large hail. That is definitely some big hail. Look at the reflectivity core on here. I mean, this is just insane. I mean, the correlation coefficient is just so off the charts right now, just because of the rapid change in particle size within the atmosphere here. It's just absolutely crazy. Anyways, so yeah, but this is a very dangerous storm here. We do have another report of 2 inches coming in here, just east of Fremont. Now, there's a tornado warning in effect for Arlington, Kennard, as well as Washington, Bennington, and Elk City. We do need you guys in your shelters here. If you know anybody out there, give them a call, give them a heads up, let them know. Also to the south, we have another severe thunderstorm warning here in effect out there, just southwest of Omaha. This includes Davie, includes Raymond, Malcolm, out there by Valparaiso. I'm not sure how you say that one. See, Swedberg, Cerisco, I think it is. Davie, I already said that area. Waverly. Greenwood, Alvo, Elmwood, Murdoch, South Bend, Ashland, Memphis, Wan, and Gretna. So you guys are inside of that severe thunderstorm warning here for the potential of 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there. So, and we do have a tornado watch in effect, by the way. We're going to go ahead and hop over here back to this program here. So you can see that red outline here. So this right here, my friends, this is our tornado watch. So you can see our tornado watch does extend into, let's see here, southeastern and east central Nebraska here overall, as well as a little bit of southwestern Iowa. Now, we do also have a severe thunderstorm watch, which extends into southeastern Minnesota. Here, we're going to go ahead and disable the convective outlook here. Yeah, it goes into southeastern Minnesota, a few counties in western Wisconsin, as well as, like northwestern Iowa. We do have this severe thunderstorm watch, which expires in about 3.5 hours or so. But yeah, this tornado watch here that we do have, towards the Omaha region here, this has about 5.5 hours. So we still have a little bit of time on this. But yeah, just a bit of a heads up, towards the Omaha region. I mean, I know Omaha is very populated. You guys, in Omaha are not in any immediate danger right now. But we are watching this line of storms very closely, and it is tracking in that direction of Omaha, as you guys can kind of see here, looking at the radar. These are moving relatively eastward. So if this new cell that's kind of kicking off in between really kind of gets a hold of itself, this could very well impact the Omaha region here in a while. And like we mentioned, the weather models, they kind of suggested that we possibly could kind of develop a line maybe later on. So we'll see what happens. I mean, right now the storm mode's pretty much discrete, semi-discrete here. So we're kind of in the dangerous mode right now. These discrete cells, these are the ones that could really hit you pretty good. And like we mentioned, there's definitely some pretty big hail on these storms overall. So we do got to look out there for that. Anyways, let's see here. What's up, Sean? Saying howdy from Texas, y'all. See, prayers for the folks in the area. Absolutely. Yeah, it's getting pretty rough out here. What's up, Anthony? Hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, so like I mentioned, just heads up to the Omaha region here within the next little bit. I mean, it's still probably going to be a little bit before, that set of storms does get there. But, it is tracking in that direction there. Let's see. Let's hop over to sandwich mode. I mean, you can just see we really have that deep convection in the red there. You can see that's like a lot of upper level convection going on. I mean, these are pretty big storms here. Let me take a peek at the echo tops on these guys. Being close to the radar, we should probably use a different radar, considering that this radar is pretty close to these storms, which is good for lower level scans. But looking at echo tops, you really need to look above. Oh, here it is. UT. So it looks like these storms are a good 50,000 foot or more. Let's try this radar over here, south. Yeah, I mean, it looks like these storms are upper 40s, lower 50,000 feet or so. I mean, they are pretty good. They're pretty good sized storms. They're fairly tall storms out here. anyways, but yeah, like we mentioned, there is reports of all kinds of hail and wind damage going on with this line. So the one out here, that tornado warning that we have out here by Arlington, out there by Kennard in Washington, Elk City, and Bennington area here, this storm does have the history of producing 82-mile-an-hour winds, as well as it does have reports of, or multiple reports of hail 2.75 inches in diameter. I mean, that is just pretty large hail. So got to look out there for that. And of course, it is tornado warned, so we are looking out there for that. It just, it really on the radar here. Unfortunately, I mean, we were a little close to that radar. Being too close to it can be a little bit of a problem, but what we're really starting to see here, and kind of the main concern that's starting to really arouse here is kind of the straight line wind concern. Like we mentioned, this thing does have reports of 82-mile-an-hour winds on it, and you can see the velocities right over Arlington, which they are likely getting ready to get a lot of really heavy winds. You can really see that big, really strong velocity values here that's showing on out there. That's a pretty big severe thunderstorm warning. I mean, that is a very destructive storm. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts here, guys. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts and baseball-size hail. Now, these have actually been observed. These are not, expected. They're expected, but this is, not just predicted. This is observed. This has happened already in this storm. So that's the crazy part about it, is that, we've already seen 82-mile-an-hour wind gusts being reported, and previous to that, when that storm was really starting to kick off, once it was over there by Rogers, Nebraska, we had reports of 81, 64. The hail wasn't as crazy at the time, but now it's kind of a both concern. Or now both concerns are really starting to become an issue here. Once again, like I said, hail 2.75 inches in diameter. One report, that's pretty crazy. But, 3-4 reports of 2.75 inch hail is actually pretty nuts. So we're looking out there for that. Now, looking down to the south, we do have another cell that we're watching here, too. It's got a lot of hail on it as well. Out here we do have the warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 2-inch hail. So this, the hail core right now is out there by Agnew towards Davie area here overall. So that is that, and that is tracking out there towards like Greenwood, Waverly, Ashland, Memphis, Wan, Gretna, I think it is, South Bend, Murdoch, Elmwood, Alvo. So you guys need to be honestly indoors and well away from windows. These are very dangerous storms. In terms of hail, I mean, getting hail that size could easily go through a window. So that's why we recommend that y'all obviously stay away from windows. You don't want to be you don't want to be anywhere near a window. During that. So that is that. Let's see here. I purchased body armor and motorcycle helmet just in case if I'm ever in a tornado. That'll definitely help. That will definitely help. I'm glad to see that you're prepping for that. What else do I need? So in your tornado shelter, it would be really good to have, obviously a first aid kit. It'd be really, really good to have a pair of shoes, of course, very important. Important documents, all that stuff, medicine, non-perishable food and water and stuff like that. It would be good to keep in your safe spot. But I mean, you got a good start. Got a really good start there. But anyways. So like we mentioned, guys, please be careful out there. We're going to go ahead and look at the models here real quickly. I do want to take a peek at the models and kind of see what the latest HRRR. Because earlier today, we did do a little bit of a live stream for an hour. We were giving you guys an update live here a little bit ago. And what the models were kind of suggesting was that we kind of developed this long line of storms here. So let's hop on over here to that. To the model here. So this is the HRRR. This is the 22 Zulu, which is the latest run we have available right now. So we can kind of see where we're at right now. We started to get all those discrete cells firing off, which they're doing now, which, if we look at the time here, it's almost 8 p.m., so this is almost right where we're at. But yeah, pretty much from here on out, it looks like, we could start to really develop some more, possibly really, really strong cells to the south, which we'll have to look in there for, and then... what was it? I think earlier runs did suggest a line forming, kind of, which, I mean, we kind of get a line with the new run here, kind of showing a little bit of a line. But to be honest with you, the new HRRR kind of just shows a bunch of semi-discrete supercells kind of developing here, with really big hail. Honestly, that does seem it does kind of seem to be more and more likely overall. I mean, because that does kind of line up with what's going on right now. So that's future radar. This is current radar here. You can see it's a lot more high res because, well, it's real data. But anyways. So yeah, the good news is that they did cancel that tornado warning. That is no longer in effect. So we're just left with these 2 big severe thunderstorm warnings out here. We do have another one up in Iowa, apparently. Oh, wait, you know what? No, this is actually the same severe thunderstorm warning. Where's the other one at? Okay, yeah, this is actually going into Iowa and Nebraska. That's why it's there. But anyways. Let's see here. Sean says I'm subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you, Anthony, as well. What's up, Crystal? Hope you're doing good. So yeah, we're just going to have to definitely keep a close eye on these guys. And like I mentioned here, the correlation coefficient, looking at the CC scans here, I mean, you can really see that big differential. See that big, all that noise that you see here? That's basically the radar showing that there is a big difference in particle size. And in this case, ice crystals, hail and rain, it is showing that there is a big difference in size, meaning in this case that, we're likely seeing some really big hail out of this, because hail will do that, cause those beams to scatter, in which, that's kind of what we're seeing here now. And it looks like we do have a fresh hail report coming in out by Kennard here of 1.75 inches. I mean, that's still what, golf ball hail? That's still pretty nasty hail. It ain't no 2.75 inches, but yeah, still golf ball hail. That's a problem, So please be in your shelters out here. This is getting ready to cross the state line into Iowa. This is for extreme eastern Nebraska. This is out here by Washington. Once again, Fort Calhoun, Blair, Bennington, Washington, Elk City. Heads up for you folks. And then south of that, we have a new cell that's really starting to take shape out here. Out there by Waverly, Greenwood, Davie, Ashland, Memphis, Murdoch, South Bend, Alvo. You'll see here by Gretna, Juan, Memphis. So yeah, heads up to you guys here. This one's for 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to look at that. That's an interesting radar image. Got a little bit of corruption going on. Oh man, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna have to keep a close eye on these ones here. Let's see here. Anthony, dude, coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate that, man. Saying beautiful skies here in Mississippi, but much appreciation for your work, brother. I hope everyone is safe. I do as well, my friend. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. Big shout out goes to you, Anthony. Thank you for your support. That's really sweet of you. Really sweet of you. Chrissy says wildfires in Florida. It wouldn't surprise me with how dry it's been. My weather station, my Mesonet that I have, has shown that we had humidity down into like the teens. I'll take a quick peek for you, Christy. We'll see what we got going on. Radar is actually a really good tool to look for wildfires because it notices the smoke and those particles in the atmosphere. But yeah, let me pull this up here. So I do see a little outflow boundary though, or sorry, not an outflow boundary, a sea breeze coming through. Not seeing anything on the radar here. What I can do for you though is I can bring back up our satellite that we were using to look at the storms. We can look here at Florida. It was relatively clear today, for the most part. Let's go back here. Got you, Christy. Yeah. So you see right here. Look at this area. See where my cursor's at. So watch that area. Okay, keep a close eye on that. You see that there is a little bit of smoke that was detected earlier. Yeah, I mean, there's also some out here you can kind of see too. A bit of smoke activity going on. Yeah, I mean, it's just been so dry in Florida lately. It's just, it's crazy. It's been so crazy. Dew points have been super low. I mean, it's just, the big gap between our dew points and our temperatures really allows for the humidity to go really low, in which, we've been kind of dealing with that issue here lately. It's just been pretty nuts. But anyways, hopefully we'll get our typical Florida rainy season soon. I'm ready for it. Let's see here. Sean says, thank you, brother. Yep, no problem. I do sleep with boots when storms are in my area at nights. I also have a poncho in my backpack as well as 2 MREs. Nice. 4 bottles of water in life. That sounds good, man. Glad to see you're prepping, Sean. That's awesome, dude. Chris said just saw a report. Oh, did you? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. There definitely has been quite a bit of fire activity going on in Florida, just because, I mean, it's been very dry here. It's super dry. Anthony says, gotta support what we like or it'll go away. I ain't going nowhere, y'all. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm here to help, guys. It's what I love doing the most. Let's see. Just went through some golf ball hail north of Lincoln. Oh, did you? Oh, you must be in this big storm, that southern one here. Yeah. Yeah, be careful out there, dude. So, yeah, we do have that severe warning out here. Once again, y'all, this is in eastern Nebraska that we're watching right now. Severe warning. Can really see out here by Davie. You know, we really got some big echoes going on here, in which, you know, the radar is really picking up some big chunks of hail. You know, 70, 74 dBz. I mean, mid-70 dBz is pretty high values. Like we mentioned, look at it correlation coefficient too. It's just a big scatter. You know, you see all that that greenish yellow. That is basically telling us, like we mentioned, that there is a big difference in particle size. In this case, hail size is, you know, quite aggressively different. And you know, that's what correlation coefficient does. Is it looks for a similarity in size for particles. You know, that's why we look at it for debris detection, for like tornadic activity, is because, you know, obviously, you know, debris is not the same shape as a raindrop, right? So it notices the same, you know, what is it? The same shape of a raindrop. It shows, you know, a similarity being in this kind of maroonish color. But then once it detects a big differential, that's whenever we have all these big drops here. So, you know, debris detection, hail detection is really useful when looking at correlation coefficient. Okay. Oh, you're good, Loki. No problem, man. Silent, we're not going to do zip code right now, man. You know what? Actually, I got you. Yeah, let's do it real quickly. We'll have to do it real fast. Can't do too many of these right now, okay? Louisiana, we're actually good today. This area is not impacted for severe weather. Today, we're good. Tomorrow, we're good. Day after tomorrow, we're good. And then on Sunday, we do have a 15% risk here. So, yeah, just be careful on Sunday. You still got several days before the event happens for you. But, yeah, today you're good. So, anyways, let's take a quick peek at velocity here, y'all. It does... Oh. Okay. So I want to keep a close eye on this little area up by east of Bennington. I do want to keep an eye on that. I just need to watch and see if it does anything. You know, I've seen storms that look like this kind of start to, you know, rotate, which it looks like it might be trying to do here. Yeah. Let's keep a close eye on that storm out there by Bennington. Once again, everybody, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Fort Colhoun, Crescent, Iowa. So you see the white line going through. This is our state line. Okay, so this is Iowa over here, and then this is Nebraska over here. So for Nebraska, this includes the cities of Blair, Fort Colhoun, Bennington, Washington, and Kennard here. And now for the Iowa side, this includes Missouri Valley, Modale, Logan, and Crescent. So you guys are in that warning there. Now, this one to the south is solely for Nebraska. This one is not on the state line. This is for just Nebraska, which includes Waverly, Davie, Greenwood, Ceresco, I think it is, Memphis, Ashland, Murdoch, Elmwood, South Bend, Juan, and Gretna. You guys are included in that warning. Now, this one here is for potential 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So, you know, these are really the only two big storms that's going on right now. So, you know, keep it nice and simple. But they are mean. They are mean. You know, while there's not many of them, thankfully, they're very aggressive. One thing I'm starting to notice here, you can see a frontal boundary if we take a look at this view. Here, look at this, guys. Here's our main radar. Y'all see that line here? There's your frontal boundary. It's just riding. Now, the models did kind of suggest, you know, some convection likely occurring on this frontal boundary as, you know, that warm air kind of ramps off of the cold front into the cooler upper atmosphere. Now, that could start new convection, which it probably will, and, you know, likely will later on to this evening and whatnot. But yeah, I really wanted to point that out to kind of show you guys there, and, you know, that could get some new growth going and whatnot. So we'll definitely need to look at that here. Let's see here. No way, dude. Christy coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Christy. That was very sweet of you. You definitely didn't have to do that. Saying, gotta run. Just stop by to say hello. Do a rain dancer for us. We need rain. I agree, Christy. I 100% agree. I'll try my best. Christy, thank you so much for the 20. Y'all in chat, please give Christy a big thank you for that. That's very sweet of you. So, Christy, once again, thank you so much for the support. That's very sweet of you. Big thank you. Definitely helps us out a ton. So, big thank you, Christy. Thank you once again. But yeah, so I do want to keep a close eye on these storms here. Like I said, really for everything. I'm kind of, watching this one storm here. I'm hoping that it's not going to start, spinning up here. That's what I'm kind of worried about here. So I do want to watch the storm that's east of Bennington pretty closely. You can kind of see it. It's kind of trying to, cup around each other here, which I'm a little concerned about. Because like we mentioned, we do actually have a tornado risk here. For today as well. It's not just a hail and damaging wind threat. It's also kind of everything else too. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And like I said, we also have right now the main concern on this warning is the threat for 80-mile-an-hour winds in baseball hail. So you get wind-driven baseball hail. That's a little bit of an issue, as you can probably imagine. So. Just a heads up towards Fort Colhoun. This is in Nebraska, by the way. Fort Colhoun, Blair, Kennard, and Washington. Sorry. Also Bennington. We need you guys in your shelters here. And once again, this also goes into western Iowa, including Crescent, Missouri Valley, Modale, and Logan. Typically for severe thunderstorm warnings, especially if it's on the lower side here overall. We don't really recommend going. We don't have to go to shelter, but we need you guys to go indoors and away from windows, regardless of whatever one. But for a storm like this, we just need you in the middle of your home because these strong winds are a big problem. 80-mile-an-hour winds is no joke. On top of that, and on top of that, we have that hail concern. Hail in this case, baseball size. Potentially driving at terminal velocity, which I believe is faster than 80 miles an hour. It's going to be hitting pretty hard. I forgot what the terminal velocity. I used to have a scale that showed me when I was really learning more about hail. I used to have a scale. I could probably try to find it. Let's see here. Terminal velocity of hail. Let's see if we can get some of this here. Okay, so according to this graph I'm trying to find, I used to have it. All right. Okay, so for hailstones 1 centimeter in diameter, I'm not gonna hold on for. Oh, here we go. So from 1 inch to 1.75 inches in diameter, the terminal velocity is anywhere from 25 to 40 miles an hour. And hail 2 to 4 inches in diameter. So we're right around 3 inches is what we detected today. The terminal velocity is between 44 and 72 miles per hour, apparently. So, yeah, it's definitely coming down pretty good. Definitely is coming down pretty good. Anyways, but yeah, wind-driven hail is definitely a problem. And like I mentioned, these gusty winds within the storm, could be gusting upwards of 80, which, we've already detected 82-mile-an-hour winds out there, 67 back-to-back to 82 here. The airport reported 67, and apparently a train spotter reported 82 or whatnot. Let's see here. You can try, and when things get nasty, remember lone wolves are okay, but the small communities we create is helpful. Absolutely. But thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate your support. I appreciate it. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, also we are starting to get a bit more activity with that southern cell. We need to really keep a close eye on there too. We do have previous reports of 1 to 2 inches in diameter with this hail on the you know what, we're definitely likely probably over that threshold at this point. Radar estimate, it's never approximate, it's an estimate for a reason, but we're nearly 4 inches estimate from radar. I want to grab a volumetric scale of this thing here. So look at that big storm here. Look at, wow, dude. So it's like we're flying into the storm here, right? It's like we're flying in here. Let me see if I can turn this down a bit. Want to tune that down just a smidge. There we go. I'm actually going to increase the big hail part so you can really see. So y'all see that big hail core in there? You know, that pink blob? So that's our hail core. I mean, you can see that thing's very tall, too. I mean, that thing a good 20, 25,000 feet tall. I mean, that's full of hail, too. That's full of it. I mean, the thing is monstrous. Yeah, that's a beast of a core, dude. I would not be surprised if we're over an inch already. Anyways. But yeah, so that's that. We'll definitely watch that. Oh, we got a new tornado warning, guys. Oh, yeah, I knew it. There it is. Oh, that's confirmed, too. Look at that. That is confirmed. Yep, oh, wow. They jumped right to that. You know what? If you guys were here, you remembered I said that is the area we need to watch because it's going to buckle up, which it did. I'm glad I called that. I am really glad I called that because that's exactly what happened, and that's what I was worried about. But yeah, that's a confirmed tornado here south of Fort Colhoun here in eastern Nebraska. This is tracking in the direction of Crescent, Iowa, including Underwood, let's see here, out there by Weston, McClelland and Gilead's area. So this is getting ready to cross the state border here between, let's see here. I don't want to put, or I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. I started reading chat at the same time I'm talking. I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, this is getting ready to cross the state border, though, between Nebraska and Iowa. But yeah, you can see that tight little area of quick, really, really tight velocity along with that debris signature right under that. So anyways. Thank you once again, Christy. I appreciate it. And really, I don't even know what you're quoting. Okay. So anyways, but yeah, so once again, everybody, confirmed tornado out here in, well, look at that, dude. Look at that, reflectivity. You see that, like, spiral? That is incredible. Yeah, that's definitely a very aggressive storm. I hope that there's nobody under this. Here, let me check real quickly. We're going to take a peek and see if there's anybody under this. It looks to be mostly rural under that debris signature, or where that mesocyclone is right here. Yeah, but I don't like it. I mean, it is heading. Ooh, yeah, it is definitely heading into more populated areas. So hopefully it'll just be a quick, brief spin up. I hope so. Okay, we got a new scan come through. Let's see here what we got going on. Hasn't updated on this program yet. Yeah, I mean, look at that. You can see here's the new debris signature, or the new CC scan. That looks like it right there. Nikki says, can you please tell me what Indiana is going to get and when my oak tree split? I haven't had a roof repaired yet. Oh, wow. So Indiana today, I think y'all are good up in Indiana today, right? Yeah. You guys are good today. Tomorrow, though, I would be weather aware. We do have a small tornado risk tomorrow for central northern Indiana, which we'll probably do some coverage on. We do have a bit of a wind risk here as well, and hail. I mean, really, yeah, all hazards concern, damaging winds, 60, 70 mile per hour potential, hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter potential, and lastly, tornadoes are more than likely not going to happen towards you, but given that we do about 2%, we can't brush it off completely. Wow. Look at that. Nope, she's very well still spinning. Very well. So south of Fort Colhoun here, we got a very, very small but extremely tight area of rotation here. Definitely is really, really kicking out there. Y'all see that right there? So that's our velocity. You can see that debris signature right next to it. I know it's a little hard. Needs an edit option. Anna says probably left best, it's probably best left unsaid. I hope you guys are having the best evening possible. You too, my friend. Yeah, silent. There is a tornado on the ground. Yep. So that's what we're watching right now. Like I said, we do have some pretty tight, very dense rotation going on here. Just south of Fort Callhound. This is tracking, like I said, kind of towards the area of Crescent, Iowa. So, like we mentioned, this is actually getting ready to cross the state line of Nebraska into Iowa. In which, you know, we're getting there. We'll be there within the next 20 minutes or so. So, you know, that's kind of what we're watching out right now for. And like I mentioned, on top of that storm, I mean, we are likely really seeing some heavy, you know, some really, really heavy hail, especially in that forward flank downdraft. I'm sure there is just absolutely really big hail going on here. Like I said, up to baseball-size hail is what it's warned for now. So, you know, not only does this storm have a confirmed tornado on it, but it also has 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and baseball hail potential, which we've already actually seen. Oh, look at that radar hole. Whoa, buddy. Holy cow. Y'all see that that donut hole on the reflectivity there? Right under that velocity. That is just... Oh, look at that, man. That is a... Wow. So there's your debris. You can see that all those blue pixels here. That's our debris signature. That's basically radar saying, hey, this is not raindrops. This is something else. And which, yeah, that's a nasty, nasty storm. Yeah, I can't believe there's a reflectivity hole there you guys can see. So that, once again, yeah, very dangerous storm heading into... like I said, heading into Iowa here soon. So, but yeah, these storms are no joke, you guys. We're gonna take a peek on the southern one real quickly. So we do have another warning out here by Greenwood. This one's solely for Nebraska, by the way. This one's out by Greenwood, including Ashland, South Bend, Murdoch, Waverly, Alvo. Let's see, Louisville. I think it's Louisville, but that's how I always pronounce it. But some other towns are pronounced Louisville, I think. Anyways, yeah, this one's got big hail potential on it. It's not tornado warned, but it does have big hail potential and also a lot of scatter on correlation coefficient here. You know, radar estimating just over 3-inch hail here. You know, we are getting reflectivity values here of upwards of 75 dBz. Pretty high-end stuff. I do want to keep a close eye on this storm here, too. Could be just a radar perspective, but it looks like it could be really developing that rear flank downdraft on the back end side of this storm here. I think it could be just radar perspective, but yeah, we need to watch this for tightening. We shall see what happens. Just a bit of a early warning. Heads up towards the areas out by Alvo, Murdoch. I mean, we need you guys in your shelter regardless because of the hail on this storm here. I mean, we are talking 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, which, yeah, pretty big stuff. We do have reports of between 1 to 1.75-inch hail has been reported. Oh man! All right, hopping back to the nasty, nasty storm though. Like I mentioned, this one's just really crazy. I think Omaha's really dodging a bullet here. I ain't kidding. Omaha, you guys, you can see Omaha down here. This is where Omaha, Nebraska is, and they are really dodging a bullet here. Because if this storm was to hit over Omaha, that would be a lot of money going down the drain. All right, let's take a quick peek here at the velocity. Hopefully we're going to start to see, yeah, so it's still rotating, you can see right in here. Still debris signature, so it's still in the ground. It's still active. Yeah, this is definitely one really nasty looking storm here. But yeah, that circulation is almost at the state line now. Getting there. So that rotation's right in here, and then here's your state line. So this is Fort Callhound. Let me overlay the background here real quickly. We'll do How do I do that? Window? No. How? What is it? I haven't turned this on or off in a long time. It's been so long since I did this. Here we go. Giz. That's right. Show background. Here we go. Boom. So, yeah, zooming into this here, you can kind of see it looks like a lot of rural areas. I mean, look at this. This is Omaha down here. Y'all see that? So this is the main city of Omaha, and then to the north is where that storm is, dude. Like I mentioned, dude. Hey, man, Omaha, you guys have really dodged a bullet with this one. But, you know, the threat's still not completely over. You know, I'm not trying to jinx you guys out there, trust me. We really need to watch that southern one. It's starting to hook here on the hook echo here, starting to develop. Like I mentioned, we really need to watch this one here. So heads up to that southern storm. They did actually just issue a new warning here. They did upgrade the hail size to now baseball hail, which I believe is 2.5 inches in diameter. 2.75 inches in diameter, okay. So, yeah, that's up there for Murdoch, South Bend. Remember, this is eastern Nebraska, y'all. Murdoch, South Bend, Louisville, including Elmwood, Alvo, Manly. Now, the new part of the warning includes Springfield, Cedar Creek, La Platte, I think it is, Platts Mouth, Menard, I think it is, Murray, and Nihaka, I think it is. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. You know, once again, we're talking baseball hail. Baseball hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust there, too. So that's pretty big stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, reflectivity, we're getting some echoes, you know, well into the mid-70 dBz range, which that's pretty high-end stuff. Let me volumetric mode this thing. I mean, look at that core, dude. So you guys see that pink in there? So that's our hail core. That is just this massive, massive core. And which, I mean, look at the anvil. You can kind of see the edge of it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, look at that. That goes up several thousand feet. I mean, we're talking like 30,000 foot or so. Yeah, about a 30,000 foot tall you know, hail core there. I mean, that's big stuff, man. Let me cut across that on there. I mean, look at that. You can really see it from this angle here. Some of that really heavy stuff. You know, that blue you see in there, that's just big chunks of ice that radar's picking up here. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. What's up, Court? Welcome. We are starting to get some convection to the north here. These ones up here aren't going to be as bad. Shouldn't be as significant as the ones to the south. Take a quick little peek here. You can kind of see, yeah, we do have a bit of convection, a bit of multi-cellular thunderstorm activity going on for like southeastern South Dakota, heading in towards Minnesota. But yeah, once again, the big stuff's down here. These supercells down here are the ones we got to really look out for. I want to cast a vote. Do you guys like it better with the background image, with the green background, or do you like it better like this? So we're going to have you guys vote 1 or 2 in the comments, okay? You're going to vote 1 if you like the background like this. So vote 1 if you like the background like this. Or vote 2 if you like the background like this. Let me know. Yeah, radar's estimating nearly 4-inch hail in that storm here too. Remember, this is estimate. That, you know, this is never approximate, essentially. But you know, just wanted to let you guys know. But yeah, there's that. Oh wow, look at that. Emergency manager. Here, what was this? 8 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago, reported hail 2.75 inches in diameter. That is baseball hail has been reported out there by Greenwood area, and still likely is dropping that size, if not even larger, because reflectivity scans, there's a lot of blue showing up. A lot of blue. Was that 76.5 dBz we're getting here? Dude. Okay, so let me hop back to this tornado warning cell here. Where's that rotation? Okay, there it was there. Seems like that circulation's definitely lowered a bit. It's died out a bit. I got a 1 and a 2. So 1 is I've always went the black background. I think it looks cool. But for the sake of like kind of seeing like industrial wise of, you know, areas, it's a lot better on this view. Like, for example, I can turn off the radar. Like I mentioned, you know, dude, I can't tell you how well Omaha dodged the bullet tonight, dude. I mean, literally sandwiched in between two significant storms. You know, we have that one to the north here, and then we have that one crossing to the south here. I mean, it's like, yeah, Omaha's sitting right in the middle of it. Now, Omaha, don't get me wrong, you guys are likely getting ready to get some pretty heavy thunderstorm activity. But just like, yeah, that's crazy. That southern one has started to get me a little concerned here. I'm not sure if it's trying to develop a, you know, kind of a nice little hook there or not. We do know in that forward flank that there is definitely some really heavy precip and large hail likely ongoing here. I mean, it's just pretty nuts. I'm curious to see what the soundings showed this morning here. Let me do something real quickly, guys. We should have new, actually this evening, I should say. We should have new soundings. Oh, buddy, here we go. We had a weather balloon launch at 4 hours ago. Big capping inversion. Look at that. So that's before storms initiated here. So we had that big warm layer. Dang, dude, look at that, man. Holy cow. So this was observed, by the way. Y'all see this big dry pocket in our mid-lower atmosphere? So, you know, that can really help hail growth. So on top of that, so, you know, that semi, you know, relatively dry air, we have a lot of instability. This is our CAPE. This is our convective available potential energy. So this is all of our fuel in here. And the fact that our fuel starts to become a greater source the higher we go up. Also in this environment where it's pretty dry, that's getting that hail to be a big concern. Plus we have some pretty decent wind shear. I can definitely see why this is a big hail sounding. And like also looking at our lower level winds here, we had those northerlies, and as we go up in altitude, you can see that, you know, we do have a lot of veering going on. That's crazy. Do we have any new fresh soundings coming through? We'll see, our 12 or 0 UTC one should be. Oh, this is just happening now. So okay, we have new weather balloons that are launching now. Okay. Oh wait, are these new? Hold on. No, this is from yesterday. Okay. Okay, I got some bad news. We now have a new confirmed tornado on that southern cell, the one that I was saying we need to look out for tornadic activity. So, weather spotters apparently reported a tornado on this storm here. So, confirmed tornado out there by Murdoch, Nebraska. This is East Nebraska, including Murdoch, Alvo. Let's see here, Manly, Weeping Water, Murray, and Menard here. So, heads up to you guys out here. Yeah, heads up to you guys out there. So make sure you guys are in your shelters. Once again, if you have a basement, storm shelter, storm shelter. I think I was trying to say shelter and cellar at the same time. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, or cell or whatever. Make sure you're in that region there if you do not, or make sure you're there. But if you do not have any of those, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor overall, of your home. So please get the shelter, guys. This is definitely not a nice storm to mess with. So on top of this confirmed tornado, we also are expecting baseball, hail, and 60-mile-an-hour winds out of that storm. And to the north, we still have that one that's going on here. Still confirmed here. This one, emergency management confirmed tornado. Confirmed tornado is located near Crescent. Also on top of this here too, we're also talking baseball hail on that northern storm too. So yeah, both of these storms are getting pretty aggressive. I think Omaha's hopefully gonna dodge a bullet here. I mean, like I mentioned, we have two just really ugly storms passing south and north. I mean, north and south of Omaha right now. I mean, like I said, Omaha, y'all really lucked out, I think. Y'all should be able to see the frontal boundary if I switch to this radar here. We'll see if we can see it. Yeah, there it is. You see it? Y'all see that noodle? So that's our front. So essentially, models do suggest we could get some new convection developing along this frontal boundary here in a little bit. But yeah, what's happening here is that we have this colder air kind of acting like a wedge, right? So from a vertical perspective in the atmosphere, this being ground, it's kind of like a wedge, right? So you got the cooler environment, you got the warmer environment over here. So essentially, as this cold front moves, it's wedging, and all this warm air that's ahead of the front is kind of being lifted up into the environment here, and that's sparking that convection. That cooler air kind of pulling underneath of it, so it kind of launches that warmer, more moisture-filled air into the cooler, more drier environment above, in which that is starting to get some storm, or could get some storms. But in the case which is most likely here, there is something we call a capping inversion, which is or temperature inversion, or a cap, which is kind of likely preventing storms from happening in this environment, because the rising warm air, the air around it is actually equal to or warmer than the parcel itself, that warm rising air. So it needs to be a cooler environment around the warm air parcel. I'm not trying to make too much gibberish tonight, but anyways. But yeah. So that's why we're likely not getting any convection south of this here. It's just that cap. Ooh, wow. All right, we got reports of 71-mile-an-hour winds reported on that southern storm here out there by Alvo. Public has reported 71. Now, these public sources, I don't know how much I trust them, because when it comes to it, mesonets and weather stations, approximately recording these wind speeds is something that I would trust. But from the public source, I mean, you never know what they're using. A handheld anemometer? Are they guessing? Are they estimating? I should say. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, definitely do got a lot of reports of hail as well out of that storm there too. It's quite the history of hail reports. That northern storm that we're watching now, which is completely now in Iowa, which crossed through Nebraska to get to Iowa. We had a number of reports that came through out there by the Fremont area here. I mean, look at that. We had reports of 2 to 2.75 inch hail, which it's like baseball hail, and also a 67-mile-an-hour wind report and an 82-mile-an-hour wind report. Pretty crazy, man. Also, we just got a new tornado warning here for West Iowa. So West Iowa, out there by Shelby, Hancock, out there by Oakland, Avoca, I think it is, Minden, Neola, Underwood, McClelland, and Crescent. Heads up to you guys. We all need you guys in your shelters here. Once again, we do have a tornado warning here in effect. So if you guys are in a basement storm shelter, make sure you go there. or if you have a basement or a storm shelter, make sure you go there. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And if you're in a trailer, ditch the trailer and go find a sturdier structure, okay? All right, so still both have confirmed tornadoes on them. Like we mentioned, the southern storm just went confirmed here from weather spotters apparently seeing this tornado. Torpedo tornadoes on the ground. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you're outdoors. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Let's take a peek over here at the. Look at that. So right here on the border between Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa, we have a lot of multi-cellular thunderstorms going on. Definitely could contain some hail. I mean, some of these, some of these storms here are reporting or estimating. Radar is estimating some hail in some of these guys. So, but yeah, these ones shouldn't be as significant, nearly as significant as the ones down here. These ones are going to be kind of the big problem ones, you know. Do we have a launch today? Does anybody know if we had a launch from Kennedy Space Center today? We had a requested sounding out by Cape Canaveral a little bit ago, just to measure the wind profile to see if we're go for launch. I think I don't know if that was if we had if anybody knows, let me know. Yep. Oh, here we go. We got 2 reports of tornadoes. Approximate location of tornado viewed on live feed apparently. And then at 0:22, this is 5 minutes ago, emergency manager reported a tornado. So there is a tornado still on the ground here. And the radar data is a little interesting. Interesting, to say the least. This is either an outflow boundary or the frontal boundary going on with the storm. You can kind of see that noodle underneath it. This is either the outflow boundary, like I mentioned, or the cold air downburst from within the storm, or the front itself. I think it's the front. Pretty sure. Yeah, because here's the front too on the KUEX radar. That cold front's going into Kansas right now. Yeah, it's pretty neat how you can sometimes see those, you know. You can see the frontal systems on the radar because it just kicks up a bunch of, dust and stuff. And it can also, spark miniature convection. All right, let's see here. So yeah, once again, everybody, heads up towards western Iowa. We have a tornado warning in effect. It's a radar-indicated threat, meaning that radar has picked up rotation. This has a history of producing tornadoes, by the way, which this storm is, there's a warning in place for this storm for the following areas in western Iowa, including McClelland, including Underwood, Neola, Minden, Shelby, Avoca, Hancock, and Oakland. Okay, so we need you guys in your shelters out there, okay? Heads up to y'all. Also, south of the radar site, we have a confirmed tornado here, still being confirmed towards Murdoch, here in eastern Nebraska, by the way. Eastern Nebraska for Murdoch, Manly, Weeping Water, Nahaka, I think it is, Murray, and Menard here. And also to the north of that towards Platts Mouth, Cedar Creek, Louisville, South Bend, Springfield, and La Platte. We do have severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60-mile-an-hour winds and baseball hail. Baseball hail. See, you made sense. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, Loki. I ain't the best teacher there is out there, but I try, you know. Okay. Yeah, but no, that was definitely a really interesting sounding that we collected here. I mean, we know that the sounding produced some pretty monster hail. The good news is that our lower level wind profile is not super significant, keeping that tornado threat on the lower scale likely non-significant because of how non-significant those lower level wind shear values are. I mean, mid upper level winds are very strong, but lower level winds are. But yeah, pretty good dry mid lower atmospheric. Pretty dry environment, mid lower atmospheric areas here. Yeah, I mean, you can probably that's sounding probably past our little cloud layer here. We're pretty close to 8.7 lapse rates. So we're losing 8.7 degrees Celsius per kilometer with altitude. Those are very steep lapse rates, and that's what's contributing to that hail, that monstrous hail that's going on out there. So we have really steep lapse rates. A lot of instability, a bit of dry air in our mid-lower atmosphere, and that's just giving this environment hail. I mean, that's that's where that's coming from. Sounds good, Mark. Ooh. Keep it close out there by Wesson and McSelland area. It's kind of a nasty little hook. Look at that hook echo on that storm there, man. We got another tornado report coming through. Or hold on a minute. What was this one? Oh, okay. This was actually a new one that popped up behind it from earlier. Dang, dude. Yep, so this thing's still being reported here. It's weather spotters confirmed it. On top of this tornado, there's also baseball hail too. And also potential for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there. Let's see here. Anyways. I think these are mostly rural areas, aren't they? We got some areas. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this environment here where these storms are is mostly rural, like farmland and stuff. So. The less densely populated, the better. Like I mentioned, dude, Omaha, you guys really dodged a bullet there. It does look like we are starting to get a new cell developing west of Omaha, which will probably impact the city here. Which it's already starting to impact the west city here of Omaha towards Boys Town. It's not severe warned or anything, but it looks like it is growing in reflectivity. Like I mentioned, we're just kind of chilling with these two big supercells. They have had reports of, some tornadic activity, though. Two train weather spotter reports on that earlier tornado we were watching from that cell. Got a live camera for you guys. Up in Omaha. That is not the right one. That is not the right one either. That is not the right one either. There it is. So there's a live camera up there in Omaha right now. Let me actually overlay a radar for you guys here too. Give me 1 second. I'm going to overlay this. Not that one, not that one, but that one, yes. Okay. Yeah, so this is out here in Omaha, y'all. You can really see, look at that cloud coming in, dude. There we go. Just sit there and watch that for a minute. So that's out here in Iowa, or sorry, not Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska here. That's that middle part that's starting to work through. So, okay, I got some good news. They did on that southern cell that we were watching, guys. They did end up, what is it? They did end up downgrading it from a confirmed tornado warning now to a radar indicated tornado warning here. So now it's just radar indication, radar detection rotation. Out there by Murdoch, Manly, Weeping Water, Murray, Menard, and Nahaka. So just heads up out there, guys. And for that northern one, we have another tornado warning here for western Iowa, including McClelland, Underwood, Bentley, Weston, Neola, Minden, Shelby, Avoca, and Hancock. So, then like I mentioned, Omaha, that's the storm we're starting to see kind of come through on the camera. That's in Omaha. Quite beautiful, though, I tell you. Quite beautiful. Anyways, let's pick them back up where we were. You know, it kind of does look like we are starting to develop a bit more activity out here for that storm that's out there by Omaha. It looks like we... it kind of looks like we're starting to get some activity developing towards Omaha. So heads up towards Omaha. You guys are not in a warning right now, but storm does appear to be strengthening heading in your way. Now I don't expect it to be as significant as these two storms were. Probably due to because the atmosphere has already used up a lot of that potential. But you never know. You never know. We'll see. Got some pretty nice scud though on that camera again, which we'll go and show you guys. So there's that scud. You guys can see a bit of scud, lower hanging clouds. Some people like to mistake those for funnel clouds or tornadoes, which makes sense, but just make sure it's rotating before you report anything if you ever do. Because if it's not, and it looks like a tornado, it could just be scud. There's been a lot of false reports for people reporting scud instead of actual funnel clouds and stuff. So just make sure that it's rotating. All right, so but yeah, so we are watching that one cell here, getting ready to pass Omaha, or heading into Omaha now. Actually, if we take a look at the underneath area, you can see that this is the main industrial area of Omaha. You can see, and that storm is rolling over this western side of Omaha. Now, the heart of Omaha is right here, of course, in this area right in here, but they're getting to it. They're getting to it. Definitely need Omaha to be weather aware. Need you guys to watch this one pretty close. You got some more cameras for you guys. Coming out pretty good out there. Ain't gonna lie. So yeah, like I mentioned though, the storm out here in Omaha, this is a sub-severe criteria. Currently not expected to be severe. But like I mentioned, it is a strengthening cell from what it looks like. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that, okay? There's also another camera here pointing into to Omaha. Pretty nasty looking out there, but beautiful nasty. Let's see here. Oh, dang, dude. We just got 2 reports of 2.75 inch hail here in western Iowa, out there by Weston and Underwood. Shoot, we got a confirmed tornado again on that one cell in eastern Iowa, or sorry, eastern Nebraska, my bad. Out here by Murdoch, Manly, Weeping Water, which also has a report of 1.25 inch hail. Nahaka, Murray, and Menard area. Damaging tornado and 2 inch hail. Weather spotters confirmed the tornado again. I tell you what, man, this thing really does have quite the core on it. But anyways. All right, everybody. I'm probably going to roll off here for now. I hate to do that, but we're going to conclude a little bit of an hour coverage. Like I said, I was kind of planning this last minute to go live for you guys for a little bit. I just want to do a little bit of coverage with y'all. So if you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, the good news, like I mentioned, this is mostly in rural areas from what it looks like. A couple towns here and there, but like I mentioned, Omaha, I feel like you guys, like I said, y'all are getting ready to get hit pretty good by this storm, but I'm not expecting that to become as significant as these 2 cells were. Definitely still could be pretty strong, though, as it rolls through. So heads up, Omaha. Don't be surprised if we get any warnings issued, potentially, if this continues to strengthen the way it is. But for now, it's not necessary. But all right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Once again, sorry for the sudden notice, but we're just going to roll off here for now. I appreciate y'all for joining. Stream will be heading off here in 1 minute. Once again, go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. Once again, everybody, thank you all for joining. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your nights, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. See you later on.